There's a moment every man on this path knows intimately. You're doing well. Days are stacking up. Energy is building, and then it hits you. That wave, that pull, that ancient force rising from your core, demanding release. Most men white-knuckle through these moments, teeth clenched, desperately trying not to think about what they're thinking about, and most men eventually fail. But here's what nobody tells you about urges. They are not your enemy. They are your untapped power source. And today, you're going to learn exactly how to handle them. First, we need to understand what an urge actually is. When you practice retention, you're accumulating life force energy. The Taoists called it Jing. The yogis called it ojas. Modern science calls it hormones and neurochemicals. But whatever you call it, this energy doesn't just sit still. It moves. It seeks expression. It demands to be used. An urge is simply this energy reaching a threshold where it wants to move. Think of it like water building behind a dam. The pressure isn't the problem. The pressure is potential energy. The only question is whether you release it wastefully or channel it purposefully. So let's talk about the first technique for handling urges, the breath. When an urge arises, your breathing becomes shallow and fast. This is your body preparing for sexual activity, but you can reverse this process consciously. Here's what you do. The moment you feel that familiar pull, stop whatever you're doing. Stand up if possible. Take a deep breath in through your nose for 4 counts. Hold for 4 counts. Exhale slowly through your mouth for 8 counts. Repeat this 5 times. What you're doing is activating your parasympathetic nervous system. You're telling your body that there is no urgency here. You're taking conscious control of an unconscious process. This alone will reduce the intensity of most urges by half. But breathing is just the beginning. The second technique is physical movement. Sexual energy is meant to move through your body. When it pools in your lower centers, that's when urges become overwhelming. You need to circulate this energy upward. When an urge hits, do 20 push-ups immediately, or hold a plank for 60 seconds, or do burpees until you're breathing hard. This isn't about exhausting yourself, it's about moving stagnant energy. The physical exertion pulls that pooled energy from your lower body and distributes it throughout your entire system. Cold exposure works even more powerfully. If you have access to a cold shower, take 30 to 60 seconds of pure cold water. The shock to your system immediately redirects all that built-up energy into survival mode. Your body forgets about reproduction when it thinks it needs to generate heat to survive. This is an ancient technique. Monks have used cold water immersion for centuries to manage their vital energy. Now let's discuss the mental framework. This is where most men go wrong. When an urge arises, the typical response is resistance. You tell yourself no. You try not to think about it. You fight against the feeling. But here's the problem with resistance. What you resist persists. The more you push against something, the more power you give it. Instead of resisting the urge, acknowledge it. Say to yourself, I feel this energy rising. Good. This means I have power to work with. Welcome the urge like you would welcome a challenging workout. It's here to make you stronger. Then, redirect your attention, not away from the energy, but toward what you want to create with it. Have a project ready, have a workout planned, have a creative outlet waiting. The energy needs somewhere to go. If you don't give it a destination, it will choose one for you. This leads to the fourth technique. Transmutation through creation. Every great work of art, every successful business, every meaningful achievement was fueled by this same energy you're trying to manage. Sexual energy and creative energy are the same force expressed differently. The men who built civilizations, who painted masterpieces, who wrote works that endured centuries. They understood this. When you feel an urge, immediately channel it into creation. Write something, build something, solve a problem you've been avoiding, make a sales call, record a video, paint, compose, code. It doesn't matter what it is, as long as you're creating rather than consuming. The urge is fuel. Creation is the engine. Purpose is the destination. Now, I need to address something important. There will be moments when the urge feels unbearable, when every technique seems insufficient, when your mind starts negotiating with you, telling you that just once won't hurt, that you've gone long enough, that you deserve release. In these moments, remember this. The intensity of the urge is equal to the power you're accumulating. The harder it is to retain, the more valuable what you're building. Those moments of maximum difficulty are the moments of maximum growth. Every time you choose retention over release when it's hard, you're building something most men never develop. You're building command over yourself. You're building a will that doesn't break. You're building the foundation of everything you want to achieve. The urge will pass. It always passes, sometimes in minutes, sometimes in hours, but it passes. And on the other side, you emerge stronger, sharper, more alive. Here's the final principle, the one that separates men who succeed from those who relapse forever. Stop identifying as someone who struggles with urges. You are not a man fighting against himself. You are a man who has learned to direct tremendous power. The urge is not something happening to you. It's energy arising within you that you are learning to master. This shift in identity changes everything. When you see yourself as the master of your energy rather than the victim of your urges, your entire relationship with this practice transforms. So the next time that wave rises, that pull intensifies, that ancient force demands your attention, smile. Breathe deeply, move your body, channel that power into creation, and remember that this moment of challenge is forging you into the man you're meant to become. The path of retention is not about suppression, it's about transformation. Master your urges, and you master yourself. Master yourself, and the world opens before you. Remain sovereign.